So I gotta say, chat, I am very, very excited that I have seen so many people starting to share in the love of Scheherazade. Oku was a very, very well-written event. I see now why a lot of people end up calling it a Lost Belt 3.5. It is just a very, very, very well-written event. I love Kiara's characterization in it, and she's not a servant I normally gravitate towards. Scheherazade, of course, had an absolutely powerful, wonderful showing. I know my buddy Shin is probably super happy about the copious amounts of Mata Hari in it. And honestly, if they ever make an Oku anime, which I feel like would be a very, very good pick for even just like an OVA or a movie or something like that, just having an opportunity for Yagyu Munenori to shine there at the end when he inherits that sword, brilliant, brilliant. I would just absolutely love to see Munenori animated, and Munenori gets some more love, because I truly think he's one of the best sabers in the game in terms of personality. Necromancer 11428, dude, I would love either Oku or Lost Belt 1 animated. Lost Belt 1 would be a very, very good candidate for a movie. It would be just absolutely brutal. I mean, they definitely have to do it with a movie, or if they did an anime series, it'd have to be like a late night showing. But you've really got a way to just show like the raw brutality of Lost Belt 1's world. You've really got a good opportunity to see the amazing character development that Potsy had. And maybe you could even, if you want, go the cheesy anime CGI route for a giant-ass Ivan the Terrible. I think that would be great. Ah, that'd be great. I do think, personally, if there is an FGO chapter, other than what we've gotten with Camelot and Babylonia, that has... And now, of course, Solomon, with there being a Solomon movie coming up. Other than that, I think the next likely candidates are either going to be... I'm thinking Seraph or Lost Belt 3. I think if we had to talk about just sheer likelihood, depending on how popular these things are in the fan base, I think those are the big heavy hitters. No, Solomon is an absolute necessity. Like, that movie is going to be not only a necessity for them to do any Cosmos and the Lost Belt animation projects going forward, but it's also just going to be a necessity because it's going to be like an Avengers of Fate Grand Order. It's really just going to be the Fate franchise's Avengers in all possibility. You're going to be seeing all these characters show up. It's going to be the first time, like, Jalter has been animated in that capacity, and it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of cool fight scenes I have playing in my head that I know, like, the movie will never live up to, but there's just a lot of potential there. And I think even if they hit, like, 25% of what I've got going on in my head, it'll be a success. But then again, they make Camelot after Babylonia released. Yeah. I mean, that was an interesting way they chose to do it. I mean, that does fall in with the way the popularity poll was doing. You know, people wanted... the most popular thing was made into an anime series, and the second most popular thing was made into a movie. So with Babylonia being the most popular route, that got the anime series, and then Camelot got the movie. But if we were just doing an OVA, yeah, Oku would be a great OVA. I think there might even be enough in Lost Belt 1 to end up giving it its own series. Benny Enma Event would be a really, really good OVA. That definitely would fall well within, like, the 3-episode format to be able to tell a really, really nice story. Though I do know some people also are sort of gravitate towards the idea of Shimosa being an anime series. I think Shimosa would be a good movie series, like Camelot. I think doing a nice trilogy movie focusing around the heroic spirit swordmasters with a large focus on Musashi's character arc over those three, I think that could make an absolutely stellar movie. And this is coming from someone that wasn't really blown away by Shimosa as a chapter in and of itself. I like Salem more. Typical OVA format, almost like Fate Grand Carnival. Ooh, yeah. Oh man, I'm excited for Fate Grand Carnival. That's gonna be fun. And yeah, Lost Room does totally fit that. I sort of see Lost Room as like more of a companion series for the game rather than like its own independent animation project. And that's unfortunately one of the things that like I've sort of struggled with the fact that FGO doesn't really have a whole series going through the whole thing, is that I really want to recommend Babylonia and Camelot and all those to my friends, because they're fantastic. They're absolutely fantastic. But it's just difficult to recommend that to somebody who, you know, really likes the series, likes watching the movies, likes reading the visual novels, but doesn't find the gacha game that appealing. That's the tough part. Asterisk Master also agreeing that you love a Benny and OVA. Yeah! Yeah, there isn't a lot of like physical Fate media you can really get out there and grasp your hands around. Like, I mean, honestly, for example, I really, really want to play. I really, really want to play and own and have in my hands Fate Stay Night Dominate Grail War. And I don't know if anybody in the chat knows what that is. Yeah, Blu-rays are freaking expensive. I don't know if anybody in the chat knows what Dominate Grail War is, but Dominate Grail War is a board game version of Fate Stay Night that exists in Japan. You get your master and you get your servant, and it's just like a quick 30-minute to an hour-long game where you end up actually fighting in a Grail War against your friends, and then one of you ends up coming out on top. It's just a concept I've wanted to see for a very, very long time, and it's a board game I would love to just see expanded with a bunch of expansions. You could do an Apocrypha expansion, you could do an Extra expansion, you could do Grand Order expansion. There's all kinds of ways to go with that game, but there's just no way for me to purchase it in English because it hasn't been licensed over here. And I imagine, yeah, it'd be absolutely absurd. If I were in a Grail War, which servant would I want to have? That is a tough question. So I could not really pick an extra class. Let's just start there. Let's just rule that out. Which is a shame, because rulers seem like they just fall into my lap at any and all hours of the day. So that's unfortunate that that gets ruled out, all the extra classes. And I'm gonna think about this just so we can narrow this choice down and actually answer this quickly. I'm gonna answer this in a timely fashion through like discussions I've had with like other content creators and my friends. So it seems like a bunch of people really, really do agree that if I were to end up summoning a servant in a Grail War based on, like, you know, my disposition, how I would likely fight as the person that I am, I would likely get the caster. So we'll go ahead and pull this just from the list of casters, since that's the most likely thing that would end up showing up. So honestly, I'm thinking, based on this list of casters I have here, based on their abilities, based on, you know, their powers, how powerful their skills are, how I feel like I could end up personally working with them and all that. My own morals, my own ideas, my own yada yada yada. It really seems like Murasaki Shikibu would be the best pick. It really seems like Murasaki Shikibu would be the servant I would end up jiving with, because we all know that there are a lot of masters out there that would enter into Grail Wars and end up just losing because they don't jive with their servant at all. Kenneth El Malloy being a prime example. But I do really like books. I'm actually reading through Dune again right now in preparation for the movie. I got the 40th anniversary edition of the first book. So I think Murasaki would appreciate that, and just her general Her abilities with her diary are just very, very powerful. Tale of Genji is not only just a stellar tale, but it's just a very, very powerful noble phantasm. The monster is just a great, great noble phantasm. And I forgot to use Paracelsus's ability because I was chatting and yapping this whole time. Well, gang, it's time for me to bounce. I would like to thank you all for showing up to the stream tonight. Couple of things. If you found me here on the stream, you can find me on YouTube as well, at Kawaii50 as well. If you're watching this on YouTube later, thank you so much for checking it out on YouTube later. I appreciate that. And we will be back this upcoming Thursday, again at 7 p.m. EST, and we will be playing more Monster Hunter Rise like we were last week. I've finally gotten to high-level hunts. My dual blades y'all picked are ready to go, and I am excited to hopefully play with the community. If some of y'all got the game on the Switch, I'd love to do some hunts together. Oh, Wild Slowbro, thank you so much for the comment. I appreciate it. Thank you all for your kind words and your great discussion tonight. I would like to just say I hope you all have an absolutely phenomenal day, and I'll see you all in the next one.